here. Today I want to talk to you about three DAX text functions for joining text strings: concatenate, combine values, concatenate X. This may turn into two videos. There's a lot to cover here. I don't want to go too long on each one. I'm going to start with concatenate, combine values, see how far we get. Concatenate X may be a separate video. Let's get started. Uh, Concatenate, join two text strings. Two text strings. Only two. Combine values. You can join two or more text strings. This takes a delimiter argument also, something to separate the text strings. And then concatenate X, join the results of an expression evaluated for each row in a table. So it's an iterator. So let's get started in the DAX. I'm just going to show you, again, I'm using the AdventureWorks database. It won't matter for this first example. Really simple, new measure, test, concat. Well, let's take my caps lock off. New measure, test, concatenate equals concatenate. Just concatenate. And then you can just say something like, if you're just using text, it has to be in quotes. So I could say A, let's do caps, A, comma, B, B, close my parentheses, omit that measure. We need some way to display it. Best way to do these is cards. So we'll put a new card here. Use the old card because the new one does not cooperate well with a lot of this concatenate stuff, especially when you get into concatenate X. So I'll get my, let's see where I put that, test, concatenate. Let's get it in the correct table. Put in my key measures. And we'll drop it into the card. And it says AB. Okay. You want to do expression. Let's go over here to table view. I'm going to go to my customer lookup table. I'm going to say new column. And my new column is going to be marital status and number of children. So we'll try to combine those two values in one column using a concatenate. Marital status, number of kids equals concatenate. I use equals concatenate. And you just use column names for your expression. So I could say customer lookup marital status, text one, comma, children, total children, close my parentheses, and that should do it. So marital status single, number of children 0, married 2, single 5, so on and so forth. That worked. But here status and number of kids are mashed together. So separate them, we need a delimiter. As I said before, there's the combined values function. You can just say, instead of concatenate, use combined values. Customer lookup marital status. So the arguments and combined values are, let's get in here real quick. Delimiter, expression 1, expression 2. So we could separate them with the delimiter. We could put delimiter. Did I say delimiter? Delimiter, space, comma. Got to use quotes here. So that should be separating them by a comma and a space. Oh, I used apostrophe. Change that to a comma. Sorry about that. Marital status, number of kids, S, comma, 0. And my comma look would look better next to the S. So, comma, space. All right. So now I have S, comma, 0. Now, combined values also let you use more than two arguments. But if you want more than two arguments and or a delimiter, I find the simplest way is to use ampersand. It's really the king of concatenation. So you could do something like, go back to our test measure. Let's concatenate test. Test concatenate. There it is. So if I wanted A and B, I can say A and B. Go back to my visual. So yeah, that's the same one. So if I wanted A, B, and C, say A and B and C. You can't use more than, if I put concatenate A, comma B, comma C, I get a huge error because you can only use two arguments in concat. With ampersand, you can go on forever. So A, B, C. And I did something wrong. Oh, I don't need any parentheses because it's not the function. A, B, C. Well, if I want delimiters, let's put commas between them, spaces, commas, pipes, slashes, dashes, whatever you want. We'll just put a space between them. So it's A and quote, space, quote, and B and quote, space, quote, and C. So you can pretty much keep doing what you want, delimit them however you want, and go on forever. That's how you use it. Uh, go on forever. If you want to use it with an expression, let's say you could go back to our customer lookup table. In that new column, table view, customer lookup, Go back here and look at our marital status with kids column. So we could just say equals marital status and total children. Is it called total children? Start with children. And that should do the same thing, but it's going to be mashed. So we could do customer lookup and space quote, quote space quote, another ampersand. That looks better. We could have done the comma. You know, we could add another column. Let's say education level or education category. That's fine. And undergrad, probably want to put a space in there too. And you can just keep going with the ampersand. So S0 undergrad. So that's really how you use concatenate. I'm going to cut off here, pick up with concatenate X in the next video, and then I'm going to do a final video where we use these for dynamic labels and report titles. It'll change when you select things with a slicer or filter. Some fantastic stuff. That'll probably be a third and final video. But I hope you liked this one. Tune in for the next one. And if you liked it, please like it, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.